Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Prana celebration for 2020. Gearing towards the International Yoga Day, I'm Dr. Smita Prabhakar, your host for this event. Welcome to this amazing journey, helping you to get towards a holistic yogic lifestyle. Prana, a blissful world. Prana is a voluntary initiative to encourage everyone to have a healthy lifestyle. Our aim is to let people become aware of health and wellness. We are spreading awareness towards creating a healthy and safe society. Yoga is the finest way to connect people around the world. Through Prana Initiative, we are connecting the world and keeping the awareness of health at the forefront. We will continue the effort even after this International Yoga Day. In today's session, we will address the concerns related to cardiovascular diseases. Our guru today is going to take you through this amazing journey through ancient practices, touching upon shlokas, as well as introducing us to 6 different asana postures. Now, I'd like to introduce our special guest for the evening, Dr. Satish Krishnan, President SIF UAE, Senior Consultant and Head of Neurological Surgery, Ministry of Health and Prevention, Al Qasimi Hospital, Sharjah, UAE. Science Indian Forum is an outfit of the largest science movement in India known as Vijnana Bharati. The members of the SIF are professionals in the fields of science, technology, education, and the business community. All the events and the programs of SIF UAE are conducted in association with the Embassy of India and the Consul General of India. SIF focuses on promoting modern as well as ancient Indian science and its applications. SIF flagship program Shastra Pratibha Contest attracts over 25,000 from all over the UAE and more than 60,000 from the GCC. Children's Innovation Festival, teachers empowerment programs, celebrations of national days such as Science Day, Technology Day, Engineers Day, Self-Reliant Day, International Ayush Conference, National Children's Space Congress, celebration of birthdays of famous Indian scientists like C.V. Raman, J.C. Bose, Srinivas Ramanujam, APJ Abdul Kalam, etc. are the main activities of SIS in GCC countries. During the recent times, SIF has organized an online workshop for the teachers on some of the most relevant topics like effective teaching methodology through online media, bringing positivity to students, etc. This workshop was attended by around 1,500 teachers from the UAE. Now I'd like to invite Dr. Satish Krishnan to address the viewers. Thank you, Dr. Satish.
Namaste. Welcome everybody to this ongoing session of prana, of, of the importance of yoga in our daily life. The yoga is defined as Samatvam Yoga Uchaite, that is equanimity or balanced state at all levels of both body and mind. Since we are dealing with health, we would like to know what is the definition of health as envisaged by WHO. Health is a complete state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Where does yoga, our centuries-old science, differ in that? Yoga says it is a integrated and holistic development of a physical, mental, and moral spiritualistic aspect. Yoga, in that sense, understands health as a dynamic continuum of human nature and not merely as a state to be attained, which is what WHO states. The lowest point of this continuum is death, and the highest point, immortality. In between these 2 points lies a state of normal health and disease. From a yogic point of view, it is heartening to know that WHO definition gives importance to well-being as well as feeling of health. This qualitative aspect of health is something that yoga and the Indian system of medicine have considered important for thousands of years. And it is through the practice of asanas, defined as sthirasukham, that we try to attain a state leading to calm and serene state of well-being. Hence, yoga aims at enabling an individual to attain and maintain a dynamic sukhasthanam, that is dynamic state of physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. We could go on about the virtues of yoga, but for constraint of time, let me just remind you that yoga not only considers physical health, but more importantly, mental health, which is the need of the hour, faced as we are with a pandemic of enormous proportions. I, on behalf of Science India Forum UAE, and on my personal behalf, take this occasion to welcome you all to this session of continuing exposure to the yoga by prana. Let us enjoy and gain valuable knowledge on yoga and its practice. Namaste.
Thank you, Dr. Satish, for your kind words and the great introduction about yoga. Before we commence the main event, let's start this evening with a prayer.
Om Sangachatvam Samvadatvam Samvo Manamsi Janatam Deva Bhagam Yatha Purve Sanjanana Upasate.
Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce our guru for the day. Guru Rajgopal, a mechanical engineer by profession. He studied yogic science from Parivrajakaacharya Yoga Vedanta Mission, India, under the guidance of Dr. Subramanian. He holds the position of Chief Executive of Dr. VKS Yogic Research Center, India as well. Now I'd like to take this opportunity now to let the viewers know that at around 8:20, we will be opening up for a Q&A segment. If any one of you have a question, please put your questions down into the FB Live chat box, and we will take as many questions as possible and answer it today live. Please help me in welcoming Guru Rajgopal. Guruji.
Namaste. Good evening to everybody. I take this opportunity to thank each and every one in FOI, as well as the organizing committee, for giving us a chance to present this scientific system. So today's subject is cardiovascular health. Before I start, I need to get the blessings from my guru. Let me bow before him to get his blessings. My sincere thanks to each and everyone who watches in this social media. Everybody can join to this class. It is made in such a way, such a simple way that everybody can practice it. But make sure you do it in the right way. Last presenters, we had many class sections over. Last presenters has dealt here many things about this science. I'm not going around that. I'll be just going around a little bit about introducing the Granthas or scriptures yoga. This ancient science was well written in scriptures like Shiva Samhita, Hada Yoga Pradipika, Yoga Tharavali Upanishad, Yoga Chudamani Upanishad, Yoga Tattva Upanishad. It goes like that. There are many scriptures about it. Patanjali Maharshi has written a beautiful literature, Hada Yoga. So, and there are millions of gurus who has handled this, not only in India, even outside the country. I'll give you an example. Tintini is a guru. The name itself reflects he'll be somewhere from Tibet. Alama was a guru. He is from Arab region. Shukayadav is brother of Aurangzeb. He has written many literatures in Persian languages. So this is what the things about the scripture. Now, coming back to the Shastra, yoga is classified into 4 groups. Mandra yogo hadaschaiva, Raja yogo layastada, idam chadurvidam proktam, yogibi tattvadarshibhi. It says that there are 4 types. One is Mandra yoga, Hada yoga, Raja yoga, and Lay yoga. Here, I will be only dealing with Hada yoga. Hata. It says about sun and moon. That is, everybody, a built-in energy of sun and moon is available. This is what Hatha Yoga deals with. Coming back to the subject, that is cardiovascular health. Now, when you think about cardiovascular health, you should be very clear what is this cardiovascular network as well as cardiovascular fitness. Now, thinking about cardiovascular network, we have heart, you have blood vessels, artery, you have capillaries, you have brain, you have cells, then you have vein. Also, the material to transport, that's your blood. And the waste has to be collected back. So this comprises of the cardiovascular network. Now, about cardiovascular fitness, heart and lung are designed to supply oxygen-rich blood to the muscular tissues. And it has to make sure that this oxygen-rich oxygen-rich blood reaches the muscle and muscle produces energy. So we will be focusing at this area. Now, there is a stance in Hatha Yoga Pratibhaga. It says, pranayamena yuktena sarvaroga kshayodbhava ayuktabhyasa yogena sarvaroga samudbhava. What does it mean? Whenever you do a practice or posture or asana, pranayama means inhalation, retention, and exhalation. This is a must. If there is any failure in that, that will create a reverse effect on it. So every posture has to accompanied by the proper breathing methodology. Now, regarding breathing, say you may be knowing a human being breathes around 15 times in a minute, and the average lifespan is around 70-75 years. Now people live up to 100 years also. That is exceptions. Now, take the case of tortoise. It lives more than 125 years, and tortoise breathes around 3 to 5 times in a minute. So you are clear. That is, if you have a systematic way of breathing, your lifespan can be increased. This is what we are going to do here. Every human being do 3 types of breathing. One is known as diaphragm breathing, where you move your diaphragm up and down. This is what we usually do because we don't know whether we breathe or not. Still, we don't know whether we breathe. There is a breath inside itself. We don't know the value of breath, the prana. Now, in certain cases, when you go for a physical exercise, you expand your chest and breathe. It is known as intercostal breathing. There are chants that are say, especially ladies, when they are pregnant, baby is in the stomach, so it's very tough to move. So they also have to breathe. So they used to breathe a way which is known as clavicle breathing. That is by using the upper portion of the lungs. This is the 3 breaths available. There are many studies about it. And finally, world science community came to a conclusion that all these 3 breathing, if you do together, the most wonderful thing. This was what it was done in ancient yoga science. Now this is known as yogic breathing. This is the breathing what we are going to do here. Now, I will be explaining a pose. Now, I won't go too much to this explanation because of the time constraint. Now, first we'll be going for a pose now. We'll be practicing Vishramasana. So I will invite Mr. Vinod to come and practice Vishramasana for us. Now, Vishramasana is done in this particular way. The reason behind it is, in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, it states, Uttanam Shavavat Bhuyo, Shayanam Tat Shavasanam, Shavasanam Shandigaram, Chitta Vishranti Karam. Now you can see the pose. I'll just move. He has laid down perfectly straight, resting his back, toes touching together, hands, palms open and close to the body, chin slightly lowered, eyes closed, very slow inhalation. He's not going to retain breath. Once inhalation is over, exhalation starts. Very slow inhalation. The whole concentration is on breathing. Very slow inhalation. Once you feel your lungs is completely filled, immediately start exhaling. When you exhale, make sure you squeeze your stomach a bit so that the maximum air is out. This will be practiced for 3 to 4 times. After that, you can get yourself out of it. Just sit down. Okay, this. Now, it's not over. I am introducing one more step in this. That is, say, during this, you might have seen, he has done an inhalation and exhalation, and the whole thing is in his concentration. Now, during this period, every one of you will start practicing it. Your mind may be wandering from place to place. Now, I am going to keep your mind in a particular place. That is, just if I take center of my head. If I draw a line straight down, and also if I draw a line straight back from my forehead, at this point, both the lines will bisect. This bisecting position is the location of hypothalamus. Now, Vinodji will be practicing again by adding one more thing. Previously, his concentration was on breathing. Now, he will concentrate on breathing, plus his mind is going to rest in hypothalamus. Once again, we will start the pose. Keep your legs closed, toe touching each other, hands close to his body, fingers are closed, chin slightly lowered, close your eyes, very slow inhalation and very slow exhalation. Very slow inhalation. Here, you are concentrating on your breathing as well as your mind is resting in hypothalamus. Once again, very slow inhalation, no retention. Once you feel it is complete, immediately exhale it. Once again, very slow inhalation, Inhale maximum, exhale it maximum. Squeeze your stomach and exhale it maximum. Yes. This is, you might have seen the pose very clearly. Now, let us see why this is done in this way. Initially, I was just telling you a Sanskrit sloka. Utthanam Shabhavat Bhuyo, Shayanam Tachavasanam, Shavasanam Shantigaram, Chitta Visandikaram. Utthanam Shabhavat Bhuyo. So, yes, you have to lay down like a dead body. In any religion, any caste, creed, nationality, the body is kept perfectly straight. We have a belief that we came straight and we have to go back straight. So to fulfill that, the body is kept straight. So in Vishramasana, the body is kept straight. Why it is kept straight? I'll come to that. Now, when you keep your hands perfectly stretched and in the right position, you have two bones, ulnar and radial, also connecting tissues, muscles, nerve, everything. Everything becomes straight. Abductor longus becomes straight, perfectly straight. So that means your physical body, if you take, you have two types of muscles. One is your external group of muscles, as well as you have an internal group of muscles. Now your external group of muscles utilize minimal energy. So you are allocated with a certain energy. Now the excess energy or the energy saved can be shifted to your internal muscle. You might learn Newton's law. Energy can be neither be created nor destroyed, but it can, you know it. I'm not going to that. Now, why it is? This is how you can attract bioenergy from universe. So by practicing Vishramasana, what you do is you gain energy from universe. So you are something like you lay down to gain the energy. Okay. Now I told you to concentrate at hypothalamus. Why this is? There are many study papers, research papers, many research papers about hypothalamus. You can search it in net. Hypothalamus is a ventricle which is located in our head. The beauty of it is every function in your body is controlled by it. Now you just take your heart. Heart is a pump which pumps a very complicated pump. Why I say complicated is that is it pumps as well as it sucks in with the same pump. So complicated it is. So who controls this complication? It's a pump. So pump does not have every pump. If you take deterioration is the any pump is one is age, second will be the uninterrupted power supply. If the supply has got interruptions, there are chances that pump will fail you. So from where you get this supply? The supply is given from your hypothalamus. And this is clearly detailed in Chatterjee's Human Physiology, volume number 2. He has written textbooks for Indian MBBS students. You can read it. It says hypothalamus controls sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system has a great role in control or in keeping your heart healthy. So when you start concentrating in your hypothalamus, without your knowledge, you are keeping your heart in most healthiest condition. Now, is this known to the Indian community? This was known to Indian community or Indian science, ancient Indian science community. This was called as Shirohridaya, Hrid Kundalini, Hridayagasha. The marvelous explanation is given by Krishi Vasishta about it. He says it comes from many generations. The hypothalamus is formed with the help of many generations. It's a deep study. I don't want to take you to that way at all. So, when you start practicing Vishramasana, let us see the benefit of practicing Vishramasana. One of the things, your body is perfectly straight. This may be the first time you're keeping it straight. Okay. Next, you see, our body is a colony of 120 trillion cells. So that means every one of us is a major or major general or colonel, whatever it is, because you control about 120 trillion people within you. All this 120 trillion are ready to take your orders. How to know about them? How to get control of them? So to control all sorts of stress, your anger, it's all you create. It's not coming from you. You create it. So all these things can be controlled. Plus, we have an endocrine system within us. The endocrine system deals with every of our growth. So you may be knowing many names of this. I'm not going too much to it. So everything is having its own role to play to develop you. So your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, all depends on the power of your Shirohridaya. This is what you have practiced it now. So apart from physical health, you are having a powerful mental health as well as you have a powerful spiritual health. Say, during the pandemic, so this is what you need. So you need a strong mental health. You need a spiritual health to support you. Then automatically you get your physical health. So this is the benefit of practicing Vishramasana. Now I'll be going for next pose. I invite again Mr. Vinod Ji to practice the pose for us. We'll be going for Uddita Eke Dvipadasana, stage 1 and 2. You can just watch how this is done. Okay. Now he has laid down in Vishramasana. From there, you can see it is in Vishramasana, that pose what we have practiced last. Now he will keep his palms upside down, legs are closed. He opens his eyes and look at the tip of the nose. Now, slow inhalation is happening. As he inhales, the legs slowly, both the legs are raised to 45 degrees. Once it is 45 degrees, the pose is maintained there as well as breath is retained. When you feel of exhaling, you will exhale and slowly lower it. The movement is perfectly slow. We'll practice it once again. Be in Vishramasana. That is, if practice Vishramasana, the purpose of Vishramasana here is to avoid the muscular stress. That is, during your movement, you may develop a muscular stress. Let it get reduced. Now, once again. Slowly inhale, look at the tip of the nose, raise it to 45. Be there. Hold your breath as well as hold the pose. When you feel of exhaling, exhale and lower it. Slowly lower it. Exhalation continues and it completes when the leg touches the ground. Again back to Vishramasana. Now, we'll be going for the second stage of it. So in second stage, again, the palms are kept in palms down. He'll open his eyes, look at the tip of the nose, As you inhale, raise your leg and take the legs, both the legs to 90 degree. Slowly is inhaling and the legs reaches at 90. Hold your leg. When you feel of exhaling, exhale and lower it. The exhalation continues until his legs reach the ground. Vishamasana. Again, to avoid the stress in musculars. Very slow inhalation and very slow exhalation. Now you can go. Now, let us see the benefits of practicing Uddita Dvipadasana. Now, he has raised both the legs together to 45 as well as to 90 degree. If you see, the legs are kept at 45 degree with a great force. The force is again gravity. So if it is again gravity, your muscle has to develop extra forces. So what are the muscles helps it? Iliacus, psoas major, gluteus maximus, also gluteus minimus, rectus abdominis. All these muscles are functioning in a beautiful way. Now, if you see the blood supply, the great artery after, say, abdominal area, it is known as abdominal artery. It divides into two, right femoral and left femoral. Now, the flow, oxygenated blood flow through this artery has to be increased. You are against gravity. So when you raise it up, your leg, there is a beautiful draining. So the blood drains back. Blood draining is happening from the perforated vein itself. If there is something happened wrong with perforated vein, what will happen? You slowly develop varicose issues. Now, your carotid artery has to work extra. Occipital artery has to work extra. Facial artery has to work extra. All these things, all this artery contribute much to your eye, nose, ear, everything. So, your eye, nose, also your ears are taken care by increasing the supply to carotid, occipital, as well as facial artery. This is what the main benefit of practicing Uddita Dvipadasana. Now, throughout the class, I was asking him to concentrate is on the tip of the nose. Why it is that? In Susruta Samhita, there was a saying that Nasagram Alokaye, to avoid Deva Chitra. What does it mean? Deva Chitra is cataract. So to avoid cataract, look at the tip of the nose. So you get two benefits by paying one. That is, when you raise, you get the benefits what I told you about the muscles as well as the blood flow. Apart from that, when you look at your tip of the nose, you get a benefit of getting to or avoiding cataract. One more thing I forgot to tell you. Now, how this leg is connected to your heart. Bill Menz has written a beautiful book, Exercise Your Heart, in which he says legs are secondary heart. So whatever movements you give to your leg, your heart is getting benefited of. So just see what are the benefits you get by practicing it. So this is what, when you do the Dvipadasana, the benefits you are going to get. Now we'll be moving to the next pose. I will call Gigi to practice Shalabhasana class. You'll be laying down on abdominal. This is, you can just notice down, this is a type of Vishramasana what we practice. I'll explain in detail. Now in this pose, slow inhalation, there is no retention as well as no retention at all, and immediately exhale. Now, hands stretched on the ground on both sides of the body, palms facing upwards. Inhale slowly and raise both the legs from ground. Hold your leg. You're holding your breath as well as holding your leg. Now exhale and slowly lower it. Back to Vishramasana. Very slow inhalation and very slow exhalation. Slow inhalation and very slow exhalation. Once again, we'll practice. Keep your hands stretched, close your body, palms open. Now look at the tip of the nose. Inhale and slowly raise both the legs from the ground, retaining. Exhale and slowly lower. Back to Vishramasana. Now, let us see how this is going to affect your body. When your body is lifted, that is, you might have seen your vertebral bones plays a big role in lifting it. Okay. The column is something like elongated S shape. There are, say, cervical region, thoracic region, lumbar region, and sacral region. All this region get its own exposures. Okay. This exposure is really a need because your spinal cord is inside the vertebral bone. Now, end of the spinal cord, there's a place known as ventricular terminus. Now, this is the place where cerebrospinal fluid is flowing out. It has to flow very smoothly and it should be a free flow. The spinal fluid is generated in your ventricles. There is a transportation structure. All this in detail we'll see it later. Now, if the flow is disturbed, this is what you develop arthritis. Now, when you raise yourself, that is, you inhale and raise yourself, you will have a tremendous pressure on your diaphragm. Diaphragm is a place where vagus nerves works so beautifully. Vagus is a cranial nerve. Vagus has a great role in controlling your heart. Vagus can lead to many mischievous in life. Paralytic shock and the result of vagus failure, Parkinson's diseases, many things. I am not going in detail about it. Now, there are the beautiful muscles which works on it. Let us see what that is. gluteus maximus, gluteus minimus, biceps, soleus, long perineal, and short perineal. These are the muscles are fully working for it. This is the reason every constipation issue can be solved by practicing Shalabhasana. And Shalabhasana is the beautiful postures for ladies. If you practice it, menstrual problems can be solved. Apart from all these things. Not only that, beauty will increase for ladies. Because gluteus is the area where fat used to accumulate. Once this fat is removed, ladies become beautiful. So, to reduce weight, this is one of the best postures. So, Shalabhasana is practiced in this manner. I'm sure you are clear about Shalabhasana. Now, let us turn to Bhujangasana. I'll call Mujib ji to practice Bhujangasana for us. Lay down on abdominal. Lay down on abdominal. Yes, abdominal. Keeping the feet touching each other. Keep legs straight. Now, keep your palm on either side of the shoulder with elbow erect. As you inhale, slowly raise head from the ground. Raise your upper body until navel plexus. Keep your hands close to your body. Hold your breath. When you feel of exhaling, exhale and slowly lower your body, upper part of the body. Vishwas. Once again, we'll have a practice. Now keep your palms either side of the shoulder, elbow perfectly erect. Now your chin on the ground, slowly inhale and raise your upper part of the body without giving any force to your hand. You will be raising up to the navel plexus only. Hold your breath, look at the tip of the nose, exhale and lower it. Back to Vishwas. Now, let us see why this is practiced in this way. It is not my methodology. It is the methodology developed by Rishi Gherandanathan. Sorry. Gherandanathan says in Gheranda Samhita, Angushtam nabhiparyandham adho bhumo vininyase jagrade bhujangi devi urdashisham fani vahi dehagni vardide nityam. So what does it? Angushtam nabhiparyandham. So toe to navel plexus, it should be on the floor. Urdashisham fani vahi, upper portion of it, it has to be kept like a serpent. This is what you have seen here. Why this is done? Now, if you see it, when your upper portion raises, your trapezius, the back muscle, the big back muscle, it completely crushed. Underneath the trapezius, you have this autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system again has a great role in controlling your heart health. So, autonomous nervous system is weak. That means there are chances you'll have some ill feeling in your heart. Now, latissimus dorsi, gluteus maximus, diaphragm works beautifully. Again, when you lift up, again you are giving pressure to your vagus nerve. Vagus works in a beautiful manner. This is what about the. Now, if you see from your mouth to stomach, you get a great stretching. So this stretching is the answer for all sorts of acidity related issues. Now, regarding endocrine system, you have a beautiful gland known as thymus and thyroid. Thymus is just behind your sternum. So thymus releases T1 hormones, which is your most powerful defensive part of your body. So when you do Bhujangasana, without your knowledge, your defensive cells increases. Your thyroid, you know about thyroid, I don't want to go into that. Thyroid functions beautifully. Parathyroid functions beautifully. So hormone related issues can be completely solved by practicing Bhujangasana, as well as your heart related issues, your indigestion issues can be completely solved by practicing Bhujangasana. Now we'll be going for Dandrasana. Let us practice Dandrasana. Dandrasana. Lay down. You lay down on your abdominals, prone position. Lift both the legs. Keep your hands straight. Lift both the legs. Hold your big toe with hands. Inhale slowly and release your legs. Hold it. Hold your breath and exhale and slowly lower it. This is what is Bhujangasana. Sorry, Dandrasana. Once again. Once again. Go for it. Okay. Just hold. Yes, raise. Yes, please. Benefit of Dandrasana. Temperature receptors found in spinal area. By practicing Dandrasana, you are activating that. So your body temperature is very well maintained. So Dandrasana has a beautiful benefit. Padangushtadhara, that is located on your big toe. In Ayurveda, Padangushtadharam is highly in discussion. It is many scriptures are there about it. It says that to energize your body, you have to activate Padangushtara. That is, there are Ayurveda says we have around 16 adharas, and the major or the most wonderful one is Padangushtadhara. So by activating Padangushtadhara, what you do is you activate your energy level within your body. That means your body will have wonderful supply of blood as well as wonderful muscles working within you. Namaste. Hope you have.
Thank you so much, Guru Rajgopalji. Wow, that was an incredible session. Yoga backed by science. Thank you once again for this detailed, wholesome session. I loved it because of the combination of your instructions along with the Sanskrit shlokas and a practical demonstration so beautifully conducted. Yes, combining ancient traditional concepts and explaining it beautifully via science. I'm sure all the viewers have benefited immensely from the session. Can we hear that in the chat, please? Can we see your responses on the FB chat, please? We would love to know. Now we have reached to a point in the show, the Q&A segment. We will share some questions from the viewers, which the Prana team have collated, and our guru is going to answer them right now. Great. Now we have question 1 asked by Krishna. What kind of asana should we avoid if you're a heart patient? Guruji, if you can answer. If you're a heart patient, what are the asanas you should be avoiding?
Yes, there are many poses to be avoided, like say Sarvangasa. There are many poses. Say the poses like you might have seen Uddhita Dipadas. There is Uddhita Egeka Padasana, where there is not that much pressure is exerted onto heart directly. Okay, so and say certain mudras has to be avoided. So these are the, say if Mr. Krishna knows about posters, then I can tell him the posters, what it is. So there will be a detail. That detail, I think I'll reply it in his personal mail or something. It is quite long.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome. That's great. That's great. And you know, if someone needs to contact our Guruji, I think his information can be put into the chat box so that people can directly contact you with all the questions. So shall we go to the next question, Guruji?
yes, sure.
Great. The next question is asked by Mr. Ashok. Kindly suggest one breathing technique while in office for a heart patient.
The beautiful one is Nadi Shuddhi. What is Nadi Shuddhi is inhale through left nose, close eyes, right, and when you inhale, then exhale through right. Say, I'll show you if they want. By say, this is my right hand, this is my left. I keep my left covering my navel, raise my hand, through left I inhale maximum, no holding. Once I feel it is full, exhale through right. Again, through right you inhale, no holding, exhale through left. This is one cycle. Like this, you can have 3 or 4 maximum. So what is happening in this is, that is say, why I keep like this is, I create a triangle, which is known as a part of Eindhoven's triangle. It's written by Dr. Eindhoven. He is a man who has done many studies about circulation to heart. So what Eindhoven says is, if we create a triangle and if heart lays in the bisect line of the triangle, you will have a beautiful circulation. So by keeping this itself, we have promoted the circulation. Now, when I breathe, what I do by breathing is the carneal fossa, which covers the base of the cornea, it gets stimulated. When carneal fossa gets stimulated, so the basic mechanism is the structure in brain will have a clear input. So the structure in brain, which leads the molecules, all these things. So it's a long story. So to cut it short, so it directs to have a beautiful circulation within your heart. I hope it's clear.
Thank you so much, Guruji. We have another question, which is a common question asked by Ms. Shalini. Is walking daily good for health?
Walking is good for one thing. You can socialize. So by socializing, there are many changes in your body. That is, if you walk alone, you won't get it. At least you get a companion to walk. Because as I told you initially, our body is made out of 120 trillion cells. These cells will respond. Say if you smile to somebody, the cells like it. When you're angry, cells don't like it. There are many studies about it. If you see in Japan, there are many studies in Japan. So to make yourself free, free in the likeness of it, So walking is best. That's what I feel.
Thank you so much, Guruji, for this detailed explanation. Even the simplest one, you make it like really, really scientifically validated. And those explanations are, I think everyone in the live has just been raving about your knowledge and how you're explaining it so beautifully, and that too with the scientific validation. Okay, we have a next question by Ms. Rashmi Vinod. How many times should one practice each asana?
Practicing asana is up to the person. That is the physical structure of the person. If you do it once, that's more than sufficient. Say the program, say as I told you, this program which we had designed it is, the whole program will be there for around 45 minutes, by which from your head to toe, you get a beautiful practice. Every part in your body is getting into it. The muscles, the blood vessels, every part. Endocrine system. The endocrine system is a very beautiful one. You can see it. Certain postures really activate the endocrine system in a beautiful way, like thyroid, thymus, and pancreas. There are many glands within that. So all these glands works beautifully when you practice yoga. That's the beauty of yoga. And from head to toe, there is no other exercise in the world which gives such a beautiful, I can say, a beautiful massage from all the organs. It's not only physical organs, it's all not only physical organ, it's also our internal organs. None of it is left behind. Every part in your body is taken care. And finally, you get an answer who you are.
So beautifully explained, right? From spirituality to knowing who you are, to physical postures, to asanas, to the organs. I think we are in a treat today. All the viewers must be amazed at what kind of knowledge they've received today. Now, let me take the next question. Can a heart patient do Surya Namaskar safely? What can you say?
Say, heart patients can do it, provided there should be a guru. Say, with the guidance of the guru, yes, he can do it. Because guru knows how to take care of you. Say, guru will have, say, as I told you in the same case, the cell will respond in a beautiful manner, and he will tell what are the things has to be done, what are the things not to be done. Okay. So Surya Namaskar can be practiced. Surya Namaskar as such is not so tough. It's a simplest form. And if you see Surya Namaskar is, if you see, it's a physical exercise, it's a physical exercise. If you see it's a mental exercise, it's a mental exercise. If you see it's a spiritual exercise, where you inhale prana. So when you inhale prana, your body accepts prana. So the concept has changed itself. That is, say, usually we breathe in oxygen and we take out carbon dioxide. In Surya Namaskar, what we do is we inhale prana, my internal system, which I believe that the most precious in the world, which it gets a value added. That is, the prana get a value added. And when I exhale, what I am giving out is the value added prana. I am not supposed to give carbon dioxide, it's a waste gas to my inmates. So in Surya Namaskar, what I do is I inhale prana, I add a value to this prana, and this value added prana is supplied back to the universe. So I am doing the most wonderful dhana. This is what Surya Namaskar does. So Surya Namaskar is fit for everything, in my opinion.
Wow, such a profound explanation on Surya Namaskara. We can't ask for more. Guruji, I have one more question to ask you, and I just want to be mindful about time. Kindly mention some neck asanas for car drivers, because most of us are commuting towards work, and we are all driving, and we spend a long hours in our cars. So could you please help us giving some insights towards
Yes.
neck asanas?
Sure. Jalandhara Bandha, it's very simple one. That is, sit in cross leg or in your chair, wherever. But Make sure your spine is straight or vertebral bone is straight. Keep your hands in this pose. But this pose, why I insist is, this is the one, as I told you in the last question, this create two Einthoven's triangle. And when the Einthoven's triangle is created, you will have a beautiful flow. This is what Jesus Christ has done. Now, inhale slowly, hold your breath, slowly lower your chin, let it touch chest, hold it for a while. Don't hold it too much time. For a short while, then slowly raise your chin, your back to the normal position, then exhale it. I'll tell you once again, sit straight, inhale maximum. After inhalation, slowly lower your chin. You are here. Now, slowly raise it back to normal position, exhale it. Don't hold it too much time. Okay, that is you inhale, just go there, you come back. That itself make a lot of, because see, we have axis atlas joint, the most wonderful joint in our body. The creator has done a wonderful job if you study about axis atlas joint. So the axis atlas is the one which gives us lot of issues with our body, with our mind, with our spirit, all this. So this has to be in a very simple process. This has to get modified. This is what you do by Jalandhara Bandha. So Jalandhara Bandha is one of the best thing any normal person can practice. There is no issues at all. But only thing you should be very careful about holding. That is, inhale slowly, hold it, then slowly lower it. You are, say, if you feel some issues, don't lower it too much. Be there, raise it up, exhale it. Done.
Wow. I am totally speechless, Guruji. The way you've explained yoga, it's a science, it's a lifestyle. Thank you, Guruji, for coming. As I'm deeply honored. All of us at Prana are deeply honored, and I'm sure the viewers have enjoyed it thoroughly. Thank you. Namaste. And I see you all tomorrow. We'll see you at the same time, the same live, with another incredible personality, Guru, who's going to be coming tomorrow. Dr. Pratibha, who is the chairperson of Prana as well. Her topic is Yoga leads me to change my perception of a healthy mind. Yoga for back pain. I think majority of us are suffering from back pain. If so, do not miss tomorrow's session, as it's going to help you at some point in your life. I'm sure about that. So let's wait till tomorrow and see you all here in the same time, same live, 7:30 a.m., 7:30 p.m. Dubai time, and the rest of the part of the world as well. Thank you so much. Namaste.
ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः